Today we're checking out a new Vanguard knife. So far, pretty much everything I've checked out from them has been really nice. And this box is pretty cool. This is something you would expect like a nice watch to come in, or maybe like an expensive pair of glasses, or, you know, I don't know, piece of jewelry or something. But here is the knife. Let's take a close look at it. Already, you can see that pivot really stands out, not only having their logo on there, which is a type of beetle, I believe, a type of, I believe it's a beetle, like a dung beetle or something. I forget. I'll put it up on the screen exactly what it's supposed to be, but the shape of it, and then you can see how it's raised up around the edge to match up with this side, because we have a split down the middle, which tapers this side from this side. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know this is a titanium frame lock. This is all titanium. We have a titanium milled pocket clip, titanium full backspacer. Look at that. All the way up to the back. Perfectly centered. And let's flip this baby open. Ooh. So we got a no, it's not a harpoon. So it looks like a harpoon because of the swedge right there. It almost does poon a little bit, but it's not. It is a drop point blade. Drops from the entire spine all the way down. There is maybe a little bit of lift right there, actually. Very subtle. So maybe you could call it a subtle harpoon. And with the swedge, it looks like it really tapers up. But anyways, a good-looking blade shape. Good-looking blade shape. So the blade steel on this is M390. Beautiful stone-washed finish on it. And you can see it's the Vanguard Atomic. And this is an Ivan, man, I always butcher his last name, Briganitz or something. Anyways, it's designed by Ivan. And yeah, so far, I want to say this flipper tab is unique. So I want to say that if right when you first feel it, you think it's uncomfortable because it is a little sharp in the corner. However, I'm quickly realizing that this thing has an amazing flipping action. Yeah, it's a little weird right here, but my goodness, is it snappy. And I'm starting to realize that it's not as uncomfortable as it seems when you first deploy it. You know, just getting the first impressions of that corner. Has nice texturing. It kind of sweeps down like this, almost like the way your finger goes, and all you do is just break that detent, and this thing snaps out there and has a nice sound to it too. Like a nice little pop. Almost like loud snapping fingers or something. Nice break. Really nice break. I'm liking it more and more every time I flip it. Nice break, man. Yeah, anyways. Good access to the lock bar. Put a little tiny chamfer right there, but I'm good with that as long as there's access. Detent is, really early. Love to see that, especially with a minimal flipper tab, because you want to be able to know you're going to be pat. Listen to that lockup. Listen to that. It's like in my ears, I don't know about how it's coming over the microphone, but in my ears, it is loud. Wow. Anyway, so when you disengage it, it's very easy to get past the detent. You can see it's very smooth. Man, it's like a loud snap. Anyways, the whole deployment, not happening. No. And I'm pretty good at wedging myself in there. Oh, I got the thumb, but I don't think it's, no, that's so unusable, fuller and whole. That's disappointing. And I'll say it's disappointing just because that is one of the most preferred methods of opening a knife. And to have it visually there kind of messes with my head because I want to do it. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't mind sometimes some fullers and holes being there for looks. Trust me, I get it. Sometimes they're just going to be aesthetic only. But in this case, since it comes out right here, right, and it's not hidden inside the handle, I do wish that you had the ability to to get to it. You know, maybe just making the blade a little bit broader so that it can, I don't know. Sharp General plunge grind's pretty decent. I like the way he did it, where started here, ended here, and left this life right here to sharpen off. So as you sharpen, this steel right here will be removed before you hit the plunge grind. So you have a little bit of distance away from it. So you have enough room to sharpen. Ergonomics, it is slim, not too thin, but it's slim. And it's relatively comfortable. I will say I do feel, because it's slim, so the backside is not as slim as the front side, right? As you can see, because the taper, right? So you see how it tapers down. So it's thicker here, tapers down thinner here. So when I squeeze it, I can feel that this is much thinner right here. But it's not like painful. I notice it. I can choke up right there. I could totally use it. I don't know if I'd want to use it heavy duty long term, but I doubt anybody buying this is going to be using it heavy duty long term. You know what I mean? Even if you used it for a good part of the day or whatever, you're going to be just fine, you know. I just don't see this being a knife somebody buys in order to do that. This is going to be more of an EDC piece. You know, you break out to do whatever cut you need to do and you put back, and, you know, it's just a beautiful knife that works very well, that you carry and use daily. Very smooth on that drop. I can tell the detent is still breaking in. Not that I feel it or anything, but I have that feeling. I can tell that this is going to become damn near a guillotine. It's going to become false shut for sure. No doubt. It does have some jimping and texturing in, you know, a couple little places. You got here, you got here, you got back there. So it does lock you in pretty damn good. Closed profile does look pretty good. You can see how they did the same thing on this side, the opposite that they did with this pivot, where they have this raised up area right here, the center point line. The backspacer really fits in there nicely. They did a good job with that. Good machine work there. Not a big fan of this lanyard. I think it kind of breaks it up a little bit. I know you have the hole here and the hole here, so maybe it does look kind of good, but I don't know. I don't use them, you know, and if I did use them or if I did want one, I just want it hidden in the back. You know, I don't mind having a lanyard pin, but I want it hidden. You know, because they're so easy to hide these days. Anyways, all in all, solid knife, man. Negatives. Let's talk about some negatives. So, I do have a couple. One, T6s. Why have T6s on a premium knife? Just do T8s. T8s all the way across the board. We have a T8 pivot, but all the body screws are T6s. Now, is that a deal breaker? No, not at all. But it is something that it does feel good when you know that your knife is going to be not only easy to take apart, but you're not going to have the threat of stripping a screw, because that's what T6s are known for. Of course, there's better T6s out there than others. Of course, sometimes like the worst ones I've ever seen were soft titanium ones, because they weren't hardened. So titanium is relatively soft unless if it's hardened, just, you know, like a lot of metals. But anyways, it would just strip out basically immediately. You would not want to put it in, you know, to unscrew it in and out. Now, I've also seen that with steel ones where they're really soft, they're not hardened very well, and they just strip out incredibly easy. Then you have Loctite, which, you know, stops you from being able to take it out very easily, so you have to put a little more effort into it. And in that case, because they're smaller, because the teeth are a lot smaller, it obviously can strip out easier. T8s just, I don't know if I've ever stripped out a T8 that wasn't like a super soft T8. Yeah, I have stripped them out, but they've been like really soft and, you know, really Loctited in there. Stop pin is an internal stop pin. Love to see that. It's my favorite way to have a stop pin. I'm looking at this. This lock bar, it's really unique how it goes up into that groove right there. I was noticing it because of this side. See how deep that hole is right there where the lock bar engages in at? So, wow. That's, it's got some engagement, I'll tell you that. So, it squares off in there. I wonder if it hits both sides, or if it's just the face. It's probably just the face. You could see where it hits the face. Nice strong lockup without being, you know, too strong. But this is sharp. This is very sharp. Now, there's a problem we have right now, and it's not the knife, it's me. I can't feel my finger there. I got scar tissue there, and I don't have any feeling there. So I couldn't tell you. I'm guessing it's sharp. So if I go like this is sharp, but I would just cover it up over that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'd bother you. It's not bothering me, but not everybody has scar tissue right there. I would say you're going to be fine. But as far as touching it with your finger like this, yeah, it's sharp. Yeah, it's sharp. I just don't see it really bothering you like this. But, you know, someone's hands might be different than mine, but you can see that it does have that. Look at that chamfer going around the lock bar, too. There's a lot of little, or no, that's the cant. The cant is doing it. Man, there's a lot of little details on this knife, man. Lots of milling on the inside. It's like one giant pocket on one side and then some small pockets. Anyways, next negative. So we got 2 negatives so far. This little sharp spot, T6s. Not a big fan of the lanyard pin, but whatever. Not that big of a deal. Next thing, we already said the hole deployment. I want to use this hole, damn it. I don't mind having a single deployment knife. You know, I have many of them. I prefer a multi-deployment knife, but, you know, I don't stay away from single deployment knives. But having a deployment teasing me is something I typically don't want. Not that that's that big of a deal, because this the flipping action does make up for it. Damn it, this thing snaps out there. Listen to that. This is addicting. Like I said, the flipper tab is sharp. So, like I said, the first impression is that it's uncomfortable. But then you quickly realize, like, I don't know if it is uncomfortable. It's just, it's so snappy that I wonder if I can fail it. Let's see. I don't know if I can. I can cheat and fail it for sure. Anybody can cheat and fail, but just by breaking the detent. Yeah, it's tough. I probably can, but it's very tough. Other than that, the only other negative I have, I can see, and I'm not sure yet, I'm going to test it right now and get back to you, but that ramp on the way out looks like a straight wall. That sometimes can be an issue. Yeah, it's not horrible. I'm going to grab something right here. It's not horrible, but what it does, oh, see that? Is, see how it's like pulling? You want 2 ramps meeting in the middle with a large point of contact, typically, because like this isn't even thick, and see how it's like got to pop over that. Not that it's horrible on the way in. On the way in, I think the ramp is just fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with the ramp on the way in. It might be a little bit narrow for my really thick jeans. I'll try them out, and I'm sure I'm showing you guys on the screen right now or something, but not the best in the thick pockets, but in regular pockets, it's not bad. This is the same thickness as most Levi jeans. This is twice as thick. So these are my thick jeans. So it still goes in, but it does kind of catch coming out. But with regular, it's pretty good. This little spot is so interesting. I love how the peaks meet up right there. That's very well thought out and great execution. This landing zone is nice. All in all, I'll say I like it. I do like it. I think the packaging is cool. The action's amazing. You know, ergonomics are pretty good. I think this would be a great user. You know, the geometry's nice. It's definitely going to slice really good. You have this flipper tab that you could choke up over for slicing. You can definitely cut down on top of a surface. Utility cuts are not going to be that hard. Granted, the pivot or the tip is higher than I typically prefer. I prefer them to be centered with the pivot or lower. And in this case, you do have to lift up to here, but I can still get a utility cut in without any issues whatsoever. So, cut out for the lock bar. I usually prefer these types to go inside, but this one's not under the clip, so it doesn't bother me as bad. But typically when they are like this, if they're directly under the clip, you'll catch there. But in this case, it's not that way, so not a big deal at all. The clip, you know, maybe, oh, like I said, well, I'm sure I've shown you that already. Anyways, there you guys go. That's my thoughts. A few negatives, but I wouldn't say there's any deal breakers or anything. I like it. No detent lash. Lock of I know is going to be rock solid. I can hear that it's going to be rock solid. This thing's a volt. So there you guys go. If you guys like this type of content, I will put some cards up on the screen. I have done some other videos of Vanguard knives if you guys want to check that out. Or if you just like my content, I do have a lot more of it, and I'll put some cards up on the screen for you to click on. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.